Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube Masterclass Series for Season 3. My name is Meg Mullins. I am a technical marketing specialist here at Active Concepts, and we're here with Season 3. Season 3 is going to be all things about skin, hair types, specifically going into the deep benefits as it relates to brands, formulators. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty to kind of dive deep into our testing, and I have a very special guest with me today. Her name's Kayla. Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Meg. How's it going?
It's so good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Kayla, so I know you've been working at Active Concepts for a long time, but the people at home may not know that.
Yeah.
Can you please share, what do you do here?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I am a research and development technician here
Slay.
at Active, yes. And what I do is I do all of the in vivo efficacy testing here. So that is things like our Dermalab, our Visiosectors, things like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, so all of the in vivo efficacy testing, that's me. That's what I do.
You, girl.
Yeah, it's all me.
So how did you get into this? What brought you here?
Yeah, so this is a little bit nerdy of me. It's okay to laugh.
I love it.
But
this is a safe place.
Yeah, it's all about scientific validation for me, especially with the efficacy testing and really specific to my job. Through the clinical studies that I do and everything that I test here, it really just helps just ensure customers that the things that they're getting is doing what they're claiming to do, and customers can just know that the things they're doing is safe to be on their skin, because that's kind of a big deal to put something on your skin and not have scientific backing. You know?
It's that confidence.
Yeah,
giving
just
people confidence.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. So.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
So what else do you love about Active Concepts? Hint, hint, it's working with me.
Yeah, it is working with you.
We work together quite a bit, especially when it comes to putting together efficacy packages for our new ingredient launches. So I'm always happy to team up with you again.
Yeah, me too.
This time, we're teaming up for the Masterclass Series.
Yes.
And she's our first guest in Season 3.
Yes, that's exciting.
I love it. So today, Kayla, we need to talk about something really important.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Okay, we needed to discuss oily skin. This is we've been getting questions, we've been getting requests. Our customers are like, what do you have that can help me with oily skin?
Okay.
And we have ingredients, but what they're really interested in is that testing, is that that confidence that they can be sure that something's actually gonna work.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to do today was kind of break down a few of those kind of key efficacy tests that we do for in vivo to look at oily skin, oil reduction, that type of thing.
Okay.
But to start, we need to kind of lay the groundwork, the foundation.
Yes.
What is oily skin? How do we get there?
Yes. So oily skin is essentially just sebum, which is this waxy secretion that your skin just automatically makes. I like to think of it as a natural moisturizer. It's something that your skin needs.
It's normal.
To keep it moisturized. It's normal. It helps, prevent different bacteria from getting in that you don't want. It kind of acts as a protector, but you can produce too much sebum, you can produce too little sebum. It kind of just depends on things like DNA, age, environment. There's a whole lot that goes into it, but your skincare routine can definitely affect that as well.
Yeah, and that's something that we do have control over.
Yeah, we can control that one.
If you can control one of those variables, science.
Yes, science.
One of those variables, it should be what you put on your face.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely, me too. I agree with myself. So we talked about how oil is good, but it can be kind of bad because if people are going for that glowy skin and they get that greasy skin, that's not the vibe.
No.
So how can we, encourage our skin to both be hydrated, moisturized naturally from that natural sebum production,
right,
but not that overproduction?
Yeah. So we have a very wide variety of testing here at Active that kind of looks into that sebum and that oil. So just kind of jumping right into, I think, a really important test that we do is the sebum control study.
I mean, the name says it all.
Yeah, it just kind of sums it all up. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially what we look at is a direct sebum measurement on your face.
Okay.
So for this, we incorporate our Dermalab machine and sebum collecting strips. And what those are, they have this really cool film on them. It's an oil film that is used to basically virtually eliminate the influence of sweat on there.
Oh.
Yeah, so when you're putting it on your skin, it's absorbing sebum. It's not absorbing the sweat. That's kind of
different.
Yeah, that's kind of a misconception or a confusion, I think, that a lot of people think. Like, you're putting that on your skin, you're getting sweat. No, it's the sebum from the strips, which is, like, kind of cool.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's really nice. And so the really cool thing about this, we use it on the face.
Yeah.
So we do a split face design for this study. Yep. So one half is the base product, the other half is the active ingredient, and we do it directly in the T-zone. So forehead, nose, and chin on both halves.
Ooh.
And yeah, so the strips themselves, when they have sebum on there and that sebum's getting absorbed, it becomes translucent. So it's kind of a cool thing to show people when they're doing my study, like, this is what just came off of your face.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah. Okay, that's gross. But we put those strips into the Dermalab machine and it gives us numbers. So it gives us a measurement based off of the amount of sebum that has been absorbed into that strip.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really cool. And so higher measurements indicate more sebum present on the skin that was absorbed.
Yeah.
And essentially with this study, we would like to see a reduction in sebum from baseline, and we do this for 6 hours. So it is a little bit more of a short-term thing, but if you think about it, like, 6 hours is kind of a long time. Like, 6 hours is you're working, you're doing things. Like,
yeah,
that's I think it's a really good picture of how long your skincare stays on your face.
Yeah, and like you experience different things throughout the day.
Right.
Like, you know, you just did your makeup, you're looking good still. You go outside, go to your car, you're going through.
You're doing a lot of things.
It's that natural. It's a good reflection of like your routine and kind of how something would impact that.
Right.
So that's really cool.
Yeah. And then it just kind of shows that sebum reduction quantitatively, and then kind of moving into the shine reduction study that we do. So this one, the sebum, I would say, focuses a little bit more on skincare, whereas the shine focuses on like color cosmetics, so more foundation.
Okay.
Yep. So a little bit more of the foundation aspect of wearing, because I think, you know, there's a difference between your skincare, how your skincare looks on your face, versus foundation on your face for 6 hours. So the shine study, it does everything the sebum study does. So it still measures the sebum that's present on your face up to 6 hours. But we kind of take it a little bit of a step further, and we incorporate our Visia machine, which is really cool.
The Visia.
Yeah, that one's cool. So the cool thing with the Visia is it takes your picture. So we're not doing any analysis with these pictures. We're kind of just using them as more of a visualization for people.
Yeah, and those are important too for brands, especially if you want to do like a before and after, side-by-side comparison of what, you know, the face looked like, the actual participants. Like, here they are.
Yeah, that's what's the really cool thing about this study. So you have the data and you have the pictures to support it, which is really nice.
Twofold approach.
Yes, and it's cool to see. I think some people think when you're reducing sebum on your face, you're like making your face become dry or flaky.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen. In the pictures, you can see like your skin barrier, the integrity of it isn't being disrupted or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's still, you still have really healthy skin. You just don't have that nasty, greasy shine that you would have any other time, which is nice.
I think we'll probably talk about this in the next like dry skin episode, but especially if you pair something like kind of that twofold approach, again, like having the shine reduction and then maybe like a moisturization assay. It's like all these things create that larger picture for our ingredients, so they tell a larger story.
Yeah,
and so this is especially a very important part, especially like with the skinification of makeup. Like people are like wanting to incorporate more of that skincare element into color cosmetics.
Right.
So it's cool that we have something that can like give to brands and show them this is that skinification at work, you know, like it's reducing the sebum, it's reducing the shine, kind of that mattifying effect that people especially look for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly
I do.
What this is. Me too. I don't want to look greasy.
I feel like with the lights, I'm like,
I'm like blotting myself.
Oh my God, I can't. You're too much, girl. So I want to ask you a little bit more about the Visia machine, because this is something that's really fascinating to me. I remember seeing like the machine like in your office, and I know that like it takes pictures from different sides of the face, right?
Yep.
So you can do like the front, but can you do like the side?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. So the really cool thing about the Visia, you insert your face into the machine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you have like a chin rest and like a forehead rest. It's kind of crazy, but it can take the front pictures of your face as well as both the right and the left side. So it's just full in there, all up in your face. But it is nice. You can kind of like take a deeper dive into skin, like analyzing your skin instead of just looking at the big picture. You can sort of see that the smaller features into your face based off of both sides, which is nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think a feature that a lot of people have, like especially people who have really oily skin types, can be like the visible pores on the face. Like, you know, oils coming out of our sebaceous glands, which are our pores.
Yes.
So the two are really like intrinsically connected, you could say.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. So I think pores, that's a really interesting topic to talk about with regards to sebum and oil.
Yeah. And I think typically people, like, when they think about pore reduction, like in the size or like the visibility of them, they think of those like adhesive pore strips that you like peel the backing off of and then rip your skin off, and like sometimes a blackhead comes out.
Yeah. It's a little scary.
Yeah. Is there a better way that we can reduce like the instances of that happening?
Yes, absolutely. So here at Active, we have a Vizia reduction study for pores.
Ooh.
So this looks specifically at your pores, which is really cool. So going a little bit back to the Vizia can analyze a bunch of different like skin features and characteristics. Pores is a really common one that we use with the Vizia machine itself. So with the Vizia, it takes your images in and analyzes for pore feature count, which are just the discrete,
fancy.
it's the number of discrete instances of pores on your face.
It can count like...
Yes, it literally counts. And that's the really cool thing about Vizia is there are masks. So you can directly see like the number that's on there. There are dots. Like it's very visual, which is super nice to kind of have that laid out right in front of you. Like
But
there's
you
no
don't have to,
denying
like,
it.
You don't have to count them yourself.
It counts it for me.
Oh my God.
Yes, it gives
I was
me
like,
the data. It
bless
gives
you.
me the pictures. No, it's kind of nice. It kind of gives it to me and kind of
That's
provides
nice.
it for me, which is super nice. But with this study, it is 4 weeks in duration, so it
Okay,
is a little
good.
bit longer.
I like that.
Yes, and we do a half-face study, so it's similar to our other studies in the sense that participants get to see that kind of direct comparison on their skin versus like base product versus the active ingredient, which is super nice.
That's kind of cool. Like that longer duration is more so, I think, reflective of like the skin's natural, processes that it's going
Yes.
through to like eliminate like that cellular adhesion that can sometimes happen with sebum getting clogged in the pores. Like if you can have an active ingredient, that's going to kind of influence the way that sebum deadness
Yes.
adheres in there.
Yes.
Like that's going to help reduce the visibility of those pores.
Yep.
But it can't erase the pores. right?
No. So that's exactly
Dang
what
it.
Vizia shows. No, it's not going to erase your pores. That's not possible. You can't just erase them and completely get rid of them.
man.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate, but that's just not going to happen. And the Vizia doesn't. It's not like that's going to show that. It just kind of has a threshold. So if your pores in appearance-wise are reduced enough, it doesn't pick up on the Vizia machine. And that Vizia machine is
Ooh.
up in your face, you guys. Like it is in there.
It's
so
up in
it's
there.
up in there. So if the Vizia doesn't detect it, your eye isn't going to detect it either.
Okay.
And so it really is just the reduction in the feature count of those pores.
Oh my gosh. So that makes me feel better. Like,
Yeah.
So it's not like up in my business for no reason.
No.
It's for
Yeah,
a good
there's-
reason.
there's a good reason.
Okay, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah.
Because I definitely want to try to limit the use of those peel off painful
if
things.
you can do that. Like
Literally. So I think oily skin girlies and guys and everybody, friends, all of you, I think we learned quite a bit today about like the testing that we do at Active Concepts that can kind of relate to oily skin, and especially how brands can use this information to kind of paint a bigger picture of their ingredient and what we're showing that you can actually prove for this product. So
Yes.
something really cool, and I appreciate you taking the time to just chat with me today. It's been super fun.
Yes, I've had so much fun.
Yeah, that's all the time that we have.
Yeah.
You got to get back to the lab.
I've got things to do, people to test.
I've got people to test. I've got faces to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Kayla.
Yes, thank you for having
Super fun.
me. Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this first episode of the 3rd season of Masterclass. And we will be continuing on this thread of looking at the types of skin, types of hair, all the benefits, efficacy tests that go with them, kind of in a more like casual, chatty way. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, stay cool. Bye.
Bye.